The night was chilly. It was pouring rain. Flashes of lightning and peals of thunder rumbled through the valleys and the hills. Leonard was driving along in his car. He had the window cracked just enough to let cool air in, and at the same time, once in a while, the water from the windshield would splash in as it moved around the corner of the front of the car from the wind as he drove along. A few miles up the road from where we started, there's a sign called the Stop By Inn. And he thought, I'll have to check it out. I'm kind of getting tired of driving in the rain. As he got closer, he got to thinking about how nice it would be to lay in a warm bed, cover up, listen to the sound of the rain on the side of a building or maybe the roof. The peals of thunder would be muffled by the walls. The flashes of lightning would still make it through the windows and light up his bedroom for the night. As he reached the quiet little motel, he noticed that the sign didn't say vacancy or no vacancy. It was made of wood and dimly lit by a single bulb, positioned dead center in the sign. And he thought to himself, this is going to be a rat hole, but I'm tired, I'm going to stop, I'm going to get a room. So he parked his car and he grabbed his bag and he began to walk to the office, and the rain pelted him in the face, and the wind blew just enough that made him grab the tip of his hat, the bill of his hat, and it tugged at him as he walked through the door. He had his eyes shut, and he was kind of shaking his head, and when he opened his eyes and he looked up, he saw the most ornate, beautiful brass and wood door in front of him. And he opened up the door, and he stepped in, and he looked around in absolute amazement. The polished wood, the chandelier above the office desk, and an elderly man kicked back with his feet up, smoking a pipe and reading the evening paper. And with his pipe in his mouth, he stood up. "Good evening. Come in out of the rain?" Ha 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 ha. The gentleman chuckled. He got up, took a few drags of his pipe, and when he blew the smoke out, kind of hung in the air and drifted slowly upwards toward the ceiling, through the chandelier, almost as like a fog raising from a moment of thought. He looked up and he said, "Good evening. What can we do for you this evening?" He answered saying, "Would it be possible to get a room for the night?" He said, "Not only possible, but very likely. We have 3 available, number 7, number 12, and the very popular number 13. 13? You have a room number 13? He said, "Yeah, we do. There's actually 15 rooms in the hotel. It's all on the same floor. So there's no hocus pocus. There's no, oh my gosh, it's the 13th floor. We don't get that here. We're all on one level. And you can reach all of the rooms from right down the hall." I said, "Well, that's really nice. Yes, I'll take room 13. It wasn't that expensive either. So he wrote his name in the book, sign in, address, telephone number, picked up his bag, took his keys from the top desk, walked down the hallway. The doors were amazing. They appeared to be made out of hand-carved walnut. And there was pictures on the walls in the hallway that were definitely hand-painted oil. It was so nostalgic and at the same time so incredibly upscale. When he got to room 13, he looked at the door. It had a beautiful hand-carved brass number 13 with scrolls and eddies. It was beautiful. And a skeleton key he used to unlock the door. Click, click, click. He turned the knob and the door opened up almost without effort. The inside was beautiful. There was a 4-post bed with a canopy, deep, lush, blue covers. There was a sofa and a chair. And as he walked in further, he looked into the bathroom. Wow, the entire bathroom looked as though it was made from white porcelain. Everything was polished and shiny. Even the gold faucets and the handles of the faucets were gold too. Could it really be gold, he thought? Boy, this is amazing. And the shower head looked like it was right out of the 1930s. And the curtain for the shower was made of cloth. And it didn't rattle when you pulled it. And when you pushed it back, it didn't bunch. And he fiddled with it 2 or 3 times thinking, wow, this is cool. How did they get this to work? He didn't need a shower, but he thought he would take one in the morning. So he unpacked his bag. He put his shaving kit in the bathroom. Found his pajamas. Quickly sat on the bed. The telephone was modern. It was push button. And there was a light switch right next to the bed. When he flipped the switch, the main light in the room went out, the bathroom light went out, and the 2 lamps at each side of the bed lit up. He said, well, that's cool. He lifted the switch again. He's in pitch dark. The lamp lights went out. He flipped the switch again, and the main light came on, and so did the light in the bathroom. But this is really unique. Click, 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 click. There's a knock at the door. He gets up, walks to the door. Can I help you? And a voice from the other side of the door says, please don't play with the lights. Okay. Cracked the door open just a little bit. Sure enough, it was the manager standing there looking at him, tapping his foot on the floor. Those light switches are very rare, and almost everybody wants to play with them, but we ask that you respect the light switch. If you need a light, you can turn it up, turn it down, turn it on. But don't play with it. Yes, sir. Oh, I understand, sir. And he said, good night. We'll see you in the morning. Oh, by the way, if you wake before 7, my wife will put on an excellent breakfast if you'd care to join us. And he said, well, thank you. Maybe I will. It was, do you need a wake-up call? The gentleman from the desk asked. He didn't know his name. He forgot to ask when he came in. So he sat down on the edge of the bed. He walked to the edge of the bed, sat down. The manager slowly closed the door, said, good night. He goes, this is really fantastic. How wonderful. Click. And the lights on each end of the bed came on. The lampstands came on. And the light was kind of soft and not too bright. He thought, oh, I'm just going to lay back. He put his arms behind his head, closed his eyes for a moment, and fell immediately asleep. So peaceful and so quiet. He gently awoke, looked at his alarm clock that he had put on the bedstand. 3:30. He'd been asleep almost 8 hours and hadn't even felt tired before. The bed was so comfortable, so nice. Well, he thought, I'll get up and use the restroom. So he flipped the light up. Lights came on in the room. Came back, flicked the light again, flicked the switch again. The lampstands came on. He goes, maybe it's the lampstands. He leaned back and thought to himself, I think the lampshades are made of cloth. The next moment he heard his alarm clock is going off. It's 5:45 in the morning. And he goes, oh my gosh. And there's daylight outside. Rain has gone. The sun seems to be shining in the windows. What an adventurous day this is going to be. You know what? Instead of driving on, I'm going to have breakfast and just sit around for a little while. So he got up, shaved, combed his hair, put on his clothes, looked at his watch. I've got about 3 minutes. I'll be early. So he walked down the hallway. The manager was there and he goes, oh, by the way, my name is Sid and my wife has breakfast for us in the dining room. Would you like to come in? Sure. Oh, as he walks in, he could smell the aroma of sausage and eggs and bacon. There was biscuits and gravy, and it looked like grits. The big pot of coffee and the aroma was so strong. While he stepped through the door, saw another person, a young lady. Red hair, green eyes, smartly dressed. And she was sipping on a cup of coffee, sitting at the table. She said, oh, good morning. My name's Gail. What's yours? Told her his name. And he said, I'm here for breakfast. She goes, me too. Would you like to sit across from me and we can just talk? He said, sure, that sounds like a great idea. Pause. Pause. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are we rolling?
Yeah, we're rolling, Dad.
As Leonard sat down, he got to think, maybe I should be a little more open. He goes, I do beg your pardon. My name is Leonard. I got in last night. When it was raining quite hard, she goes, oh, I got in probably a little later than you because I noticed your car was outside. And he was eyeballing Gail. She had a cute smile. She had these beautiful eyelashes, no makeup, and looked about the same age, but not quite, he thought. She must be a little older. Interesting. They started to talk. Where have you been? What do you do for a living? Do you travel a lot? Have you been outside the United States? On and on and on. They talked and they ate. The food was delicious. The scrambled eggs were wonderful with a hint of onion, a little mustard. The sausage must have been made by hand by some local shop because it was delicious. So was the bacon. It was thick, crisp. And Leonard noticed that Gail kept taking another piece of bacon. She'd break it off in her teeth and go, the little pieces, and then she'd smile and look at him. About 8 o'clock, they'd been there for quite some time. She goes, well, I got to be going. I'll be back this evening. Are you going to be staying here overnight? I'd love to have dinner with you if we could. Leonard didn't know what to think. He goes, yeah, I'll be here. I'm going to go into town and do a little shopping, pick up some things, and then I'll see you back here. About what time? And she goes, I'll pick you up at 6. There's a restaurant in town I need to take you to. Have you ever been here before? No, haven't ever been here before, said Leonard. She goes, you're in for a treat. The day went quickly. all Leonard could do all day was think about, well, what a nice lady. I wonder if she's single. She must be. She doesn't wear a ring. She's a little older than I am. But, oh well, that doesn't matter. He went to the hardware store and picked up some batteries for his flashlight. He walked across the street and shopped through the men's store. And he thought, well, maybe I could pick up a shirt. Yeah, I should probably have a clean shirt for this evening. So he picked up a shirt and a new tie, got back in his car, went for a drive just around town looking. He didn't notice the restaurant that she was talking about. He looked around, he didn't really see a restaurant. He thought, I wonder what she meant. Was there another town nearby? He didn't know. Anyway, the day went on. He got back early and took a nap in that comfortable bed. Then about 4:30 he got up and he goes, he's thinking to himself, yeah, I should probably have a shower. So he had a shower. And what a shower. The water was just unique. It just felt clean, cleaner than he's ever had a shower before. And it smelled different than the stale odor of the water in some of the other motels where he stayed. Anyway, dried off, got cleaned up, did his hair, shaved, brushed his teeth, put on a little cologne, and dressed for the evening. He went out into the sitting room to wait for Gail. And as he was sitting there, he asked, he said, manager, I have a question. What is so unique about your water? I just felt really clean. Oh, it's well water. We have a deep well in back.
Go.
He said, yeah, it's pumped up here. We filter it, heat it, and it goes through the pipes right out of the ground. He goes, wow, that's the most relaxing shower I've had in a long time. I said, well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Just at that moment, the door opened, and none other than Gail stepped through. She said, hi, are you ready to go? He goes, do you need to change clothes or anything? She said, nope, I'm good to go. Come on. I got to take you to this restaurant. You're going to love the food. It's Hungarian. Hungarian, he said. Yes, it's Hungarian food. You're going to love it. He says, okay, Gail. Got up, and they walked out the door. He was surprised because he hadn't actually seen Gail's car, and she's driving a 1964 Corvette 427 4-speed. What a classic car. He said, yeah. She goes, everybody says that's a classic car, but it was reasonably priced, and I like the color. She hits the key and high performance exhaust, dual carburetors, got a 3/4 cam. He goes, you know your way around a car? She goes, oh yeah. She goes, I built the engine. He goes, seriously? And he said, yeah. Gail said, yes, I did build the engine. He goes, so you're a mechanic? He goes, oh no, not a mechanic. It's just a hobby. I like tinkering.